Welcome to another CBA Level 3 coaching session. This session follows on from the welding of the leaf scroll assembly onto the upset square corner bar. And we're going to be looking at the turning of the blown over beveled leaf scroll. Before we start, I'm going to show the beveled leaf scroll without the water leaf, and then I'll add the leaf. But it's important to understand the concept of turning this particular scroll, because it's not like other ribbon scrolls or ribbon type scrolls. The blow or the turn back of the tip of the leaf happens to the top half of the leaf, in that it gets turned away from the direction of the remainder of the scroll. Knowing that, we don't have to worry about turning the tip of the scroll or the tip of the leaf until later. We're going to start this scroll in the middle of the leaf. What's important for me is I want you to keep the center line of the scroll or the leaf scroll assembly is perpendicular to the center line of the bick. This means that as you feed the scroll out to get more bend, you've also got to move the stock in towards your body horizontally. And you can see that by the bottom right photograph, that second arrow on the right. I'm sliding the stock in. It's important to keep that center line of the scroll stock perpendicular to the center line of the bick. Before you've turned too much scroll, I want you to take a moment and blow back the tip of the leaf. Waiting until later makes the tip difficult to reach. Once you've blown back the leaf, continue to feed the scroll stock out, bringing the stock horizontally again to keep the center line of the bar perpendicular to the center line of the bick or the horn. As you can see, I'm going to need to move this bar more to my right. The center line of the scroll is not perpendicular to the center line of the bick at this point. Well, that's looking better. The center line of the scroll perpendicular to the center line of the bick. And at this stage, I can just push the material out straight, continuing on with my scroll. Again, as soon as you get to the straight section of the scroll, just keep feeding the stock out. You don't have to worry about moving the stock horizontally. And that is where it starts to become important for us, especially when we have the water leaf attached. You remember we were very careful about our initial bend when we made the beveled leaf scroll or the blown over beveled leaf scroll, constraining the bend to just behind the leaf. Why does it matter? As you can see, when we introduce the water leaf, things get a little tighter. It would be nice to be finished using the horn to turn the scroll before the leaf starts to get in the way. At this stage, we can go to the horns or scrolling fork captured in the vise in this particular case, and using your scrolling tongs I can turn the remainder of the scroll. I'm using the horns or the scrolling fork to prevent the weld from splitting as I turn the scroll in that area. Once you get past the bottom of the leaf, I swap the scrolling tongs for another scrolling fork and I continue with my scroll. Check your work against your drawing regularly. Don't be tempted to move on until the bit that you've been working on is correct with the drawing. Otherwise, that's going to be frustrating. Continue to work your way along the scroll until you reach the upset corners. Be careful not to put too much stress on the corners, as you may cause cracking on the inside of the corner. Here's my result, and you can see now, I hope, that the reason why we didn't take the upset corners to 90 degrees but left them open of 90 degrees. This marks the end of this particular coaching session. I'll see you in the next one.